Hi, I'm Tara Barnes, health educator for CalFresh Healthy Living and the Children's Collective, and welcome back to our Healthy Happy Families preschool curriculum for parents. Today's lesson is lesson 7, where we will talk about enjoying family meals. So I hope you find this lesson to be informative for you and your preschoolers. So we will go ahead and get started now. So to recap lesson 6, we talked about ways that parents can learn the benefits of cooking with their children. Parents also learn ways to involve their children in appropriate cooking and kitchen chores. There was also an at-home activity called This is the Way We Wash Our Hands, where I discussed proper hand washing techniques by teaching your kid to sing the happy birthday song 2 times will ensure that they've washed their hands for at least 20 seconds. Also, a reminder that when you are assisting your child with washing their hands, to teach them to wash in between their fingers, underneath their nails, and around their wrists. So, again, this may be a skill that kids have to master and do multiple times before they actually, get to that 20 seconds, but that helps to teach them proper hand washing, also teaching them to wash their hands before they eat, before they prepare or touch food, and before they serve food. So it's a great lifelong skill to teach your little ones. As always, we include my plate in our lesson, so reminding folks to make half your plates fruits and vegetables, make half the grains you eat whole grains, including protein in your diet, and that may be in the form of beans, peas, soy nuts, and seeds, and also dairy foods or non-dairy food items that also are calcium fortified. For more information, you can go to calfresh.org or choosemyplate.gov to get more information. The objectives for today's lesson are that parents will understand the importance of having family meals, as well as they will know how to have a family meal that contributes to their children's growth and development. So children learn from watching and interacting with caring adults. This is not only true for their cognitive skills like problem solving, but also for social skills. Teaching children how to interact with others socially is just as important as teaching them how to solve problems. So children who have good social skills tend to do better in school, and they also have fewer problems. So the earlier you can start establishing social skills within your child, with them interacting with you and other family members, other people who are around them on regularly, the more that helps for them to build a sense of self and comfort in social interactions or social settings. And it helps them to develop the skills on how to interact with others, as well as problem solving, and just overall teaching them good social skills. And it's also great to have those tools set in place before they enter preschool or grade school, because they will be around other children, and it's a great way for them to learn how to socialize or interact with other kids. Family meals provide a perfect opportunity for nurturing children's social skills from a very young age. They happen every day, and parents and children can sit together without other distractions. Also, at the dining table, people face one another, so this helps with conversations because you're looking at each other, as you communicate. And family meals is just a wonderful way for families to convene after busy days, and just to have moments together where they can socialize and interact and spend some quality time together. So if don't have a system where you have regular family meals, where whether it's every day or every other day or however, it is a highly recommended. Um, it's recommended that you should incorporate it if you can. That just helps to establish, a better connection amongst families. And that doesn't matter how your family looks, whether it's single families or both two-parent household, no matter what the family dynamic look like. Having a family meal together is really important for everyone in the household. Parents should be encouraged to use family meal times to ask their children questions about events that happened in the day and things they will be doing in the future. Not only does this help young children learn important social skills, it also helps them build their thinking and their memory skills. Sometimes parents find it hard to eat together as a family. However, there are rewards when you put in the effort to do so. As eating together as a family helps to make families stronger. Children who eat more meals with their parents do better in school and don't get into as much trouble as children who don't eat many meals with their parents. So again, this shows just even in the picture, you see there's a family of three, and it's just, a great opportunity for this child to have some interaction with her parents. And so again, this could be a full meal time, even during snack time, or, little breaks that you may have where you're convening around food. Mealtime is a good opportunity to talk with children and to help them learn social skills. So as adults, we may think that mealtime is just time to eat and to nourish our bodies, but it's also a time for socializing. And children really, really, really benefit from those moments when they can talk and laugh and communicate with you during meal times. So keep meal times pleasant by doing the following. These are some tips that I just hope that if you're not doing them already, that you may find, if not all of them are useful, but I just hope that you're able to try some of them. Turn off the TV and limit other distractions. As young children are easily distracted, so anytime there's a TV on or maybe radio or some kind of, electronic device, it's easy for them to become distracted. So if you can have those things turned off or not accessible during meal times, that's a better way to ensure that your child will be engaged and more focused on the meal time itself. Try to avoid using meal times to discuss misbehavior or other negative things. You want to create mealtime as a space where everyone feels comfortable to come together. The kids look forward to coming to the family dinner table to eat and talk and have good conversation. When you focus on negative behavior and negative things, and it could make your child see meal times as a negative moment. So they may refuse to come to the table, or maybe more difficult to have them be a part of mealtime, or you may find that they're not even, socializing or talking because they may see it as a moment that they're always being, getting in trouble or they're being reprimanded. So try to avoid using meal times as a way to discuss misbehavior or to discipline. If anything, you want to teach proper etiquette at the table. So when we do come to the table, we don't, fuss, we don't scream, we don't, say negative things to one another. So you can early on establish rules for meal times. So that way, when you are together during these moments, they are positive and fun for everyone. Take turns sharing good things that happened that day. So, go around the table and share, one positive thing you did or fun thing or something exciting that happened in your day. So that way, it just helps to build a stronger, stronger communication between you and your child. And ask children to help set the table and clear your dirty dishes. So when you get them involved in chores and tasks when it comes to meal times, that helps for them to develop not only independence, but respect for that family time, respect for that when we come together, we all play a role in this moment. And so by giving them chores or responsibilities to do, that just helps again to build on lifelong skills that they're going to need as they continue to get older and as they form relationships on their own. So this would be a more in-person interactive activity if we could have joined together, but this is just a question for you to think about. How many of you enjoyed a family meal this past week? So this question asks you, why are family meals important? Why is it necessary to have family meals, and why are we even talking about it in this curriculum? So family meals give parents and children a time to talk together and enjoy each other. Another question, what do children learn by eating together with their parents? Well, children learn to make healthy food choices. They also learn social skills like listening and talking. They learn table manners, and they also learn new information from their parents. So whatever you guys discuss, your child is absorbing it, they're learning it. But it's a great opportunity for them to gain social skills, to learn how to listen when someone else is talking, and to be able to share in a back and forth discussion. Also with manners, that's, again, I brought that up a few minutes ago, but manners are really important. And that's a great way, using family meal times is a great way to establish manners. That we, wash our hands before we come to the table, we help set the table, we clear the table, we, maybe we serve ourselves and then pass the main dishes around to other members of the table. So there's proper etiquette that you may establish when someone else is speaking, no one else, where everyone else is listening, and just establishing healthy ways that we can all come together at the table as a family and have fun communication. Another question, what can you do to make sure you eat together as a family on a regular basis? So some things you can do is you can plan time for family meals. So having, maybe setting up some time where you can plan out your, how your week is going to look and where your meals can fit in as a family. Plan meals ahead of time. So find a chunk of time where you can sit down and actually plan out your meals as well as when they're going to happen in the time. So that way you have a clear understanding of the meal time itself or the schedule of it. Teach children how to help you make a meal. Again, we talked about that with our previous lesson in cooking with kids and just getting them involved in the kitchen. Again, helping or allowing children to cook with you teaches them a lot, skills that they're going to need throughout their lifetime. It teaches responsibility, teaches them how to um, how to work with others in the kitchen, co-share the space of the kitchen. It teaches social skills. So getting them involved in the kitchen also, and also it can help to alleviate a lot of your time by having them do chores or tasks that you would otherwise do. So it helps to take a lot of the pressure off of you as well. You want to also ask children to help with setting the table, clearing dishes, and cleaning up. It teaches them how to be responsible, how to take care of their environment, and it just teaches them proper hygiene and how to keep things clean after they're being used. Also, you can use a breakfast meal if dinner is not possible. Everyone's on busy schedules. Sometimes dinner may be difficult for families to come together. It could be due to timing. It could be a variety of things. So if you can't use dinner, maybe try breakfast or lunch. Have those as your times where you come together as a family. So another question is, what makes meal times more pleasant for everyone? So one, to make meal times more pleasant, you can turn the TV off. So I suggested that a few minutes ago. Turn down the radio so young children aren't easily distracted. Take turns talking about good things that happened that day to both you and your child. Talk about fun things you've done together as a family. Try not to discipline children at the table for things they did earlier in the day, as I had discussed earlier. It's just not really um, beneficial because it just creates a negative response from your child when it comes to having meals together. And use smaller spoons and cups for children and let children serve themselves. So they are able to do that at about 2.5, maybe even 2 year olds, but at least 3 year olds are capable of holding a spoon, small spoons and serving themselves, or even maybe pouring liquids into cups. So allowing them to be a part of that process at the dinner table helps them to foster skills that they're going to need as they continue to get older, and it helps to again bridge that or strengthen that family mealtime connection. So another question I have for you is, why do you think children who eat more meals with their families do better in school and get into less trouble? That's because children feel more connected to their families when they are able to have family meal times together. They're able to connect with their parents or their siblings or siblings, or whoever is in the home. So it just helps to build stronger family bonds. And parents know more about what their children are doing because they talk about it at meals, and the family ties are strengthened as a result of that. Hope that makes sense. Again, this is just to highlight that family meals equal family strength. So the more that you can have meal times together, the better it is at strengthening the family bond. So this is something that again would have been more interactive had we been able to have a in-person class, but I'd like to ask you to brainstorm about things that you can talk with your children about at meal times. You also want to remember to keep it positive, as this is not a time to discuss a child's misbehavior. So, of all the ideas that I shared today, which one will you commit to trying this week? So you can choose one of the things you can do, which is from the parent edition, and share. Well, you don't really have to share it with the group because we're not meeting as a group, but you can just have for your own personal, just for your own self. You can write down your own ideas and just have them, or maybe post them on the refrigerators or someplace where you can commit to trying one of those activities with your kids or one of those skills. So that way, when you are having meal times together, they're pleasant and it's something that, or it's a time where everyone's looking forward to coming together. So this slide focuses on why should we create family meals in the first place. So why is it necessary? We're having family meals and they make us, they help to make families strong. They create fun and lasting memories. I don't know if you guys could even, if you can recall maybe some moments in your childhood where you had special moments for a particular meal. Maybe it was, when a special dish was made or a particular family member came over or whatever it may have been, but there may have been some moments in your life that was, that can bring, positive or fun memories to you based off of a family meal that you had. Family meals is also a time to teach good manners, and they help children learn to make healthy food choices. And it also teaches children social skills like talking and listening. So again, kids learn a wealth of skills just through something as easy as sitting together as a family during meal times. So this just shows all the, or I won't even say all, but a lot of the benefits that children gain when they're engaged in family meal times. And again, this also strengthens the adults too. So you as parents, you may even strengthen your own self as a result of being engaged with your child. It helps you to have a better relationship with them. It helps you to even reminisce about fun moments in your life during meal times or specific meals, and it can also help strengthen your social skills within your own family. So what can we talk about at meal times? Sometimes it's hard to to get used to eating and talking together. So these are a few tips that we like to share. Try keeping the conversations positive. Avoid talking about things that may cause conflict, like homework or misbehaviors. Ask your children about their favorite part of their day, and make sure everyone gets a turn to talk. So try to avoid leaving others at the table, you know, don't avoid or try to avoid not involving everyone at the table. Make sure everyone gets opportunity to speak if they choose to. Also, recall special things you have done together. Talk about them with your child or children. Talk about relatives you don't see often. That's a great conversation to have at the table. And plan a family outing. Talk about other things that you can do together. So, if you're planning a trip to go hiking on a family hike, you can talk about that while you're eating. Talk about things you're going to do on your hike. What do you expect to see on your hike? So it's a great way to foster communication amongst the family. So here's a quiz question. It's true or false? So teaching children how to interact with others socially is just as important as teaching them how to solve problems. What do you think? True or false? Well, that is true. It is just as important to teach children how to interact socially with others, just as much as it is to teach them how to problem solve. As both of those skills are necessary for them to be successful as they continue to get older and go out into the world. So they need to know how to socialize with others, and they need to know how to problem solve. And so when you're able to establish that in them early on, they're able to have those that confidence and being able to do those things when they're when they're out and about or around other people. So that is true. True or false, having family meals helps to make strong family bonds. And I hope that you selected true. Yes, so whenever you can have a family meal, that helps to build a family bond. Again, it's best to avoid, if you can, talking about misbehaviors or negative things at the table. Make family time a fun time because that could be the only time of the day that you're all together. So you want to make the best of that time. So this is a quick little additional quiz question. Having family meals regularly helps children to A, develop social skills like talking and listening, B, build their thinking skills, C, learn about healthy food choices, D, create fun and lasting memories, E, develop good manners, F, all of the above, G, none of the above, or H, B, C, and E only. So what do you think um, is the answer? And I hope you selected F, all of the above. So A through E are all beneficial to having meal times regularly with your children. It helps them to develop all those skills that are listed. And I think that that is something that most parents, I would think all parents would want that for their children. So, meal times are very important. So some things that you can do are set regular meal times, have them at the same time as much as possible. There's always going to be days where you have to deviate from that due to timing or other responsibilities, other engagements. But if you can have them regularly, then that's better for everyone. Start with small changes. Anytime you eat together, that can be a family meal. So it doesn't have to be just at dinner time. It can be breakfast, it can be a snack, going out for a special treat as a family. So however you do it, that's your choice. But when you can do things together, that's the most important part. And choose a quiet place. So again, turning off any type of electronic distractions like TVs, computers, cell phones, video games. So that way they have that time just to talk and to verbally socialize instead of everyone kind of looking down or looking away from one another and not being engaged at that meal time. So some additional things you can do is find a comfortable place. Use any type of table or tray or blanket on the floor if you want to have your child, um, you know, help prepare a meal, or even if you wanted to just eat dinner at a different place in the house. So you can make it a picnic. You can sit on the, put a blanket out and have a picnic on the floor, or, use your table. You can ask children to help, let them set the table and help with food preparation or even clean up. And we've talked about that for a few lessons and just the benefits of having children help in the kitchen and help with certain responsibilities. So helping them or allowing them to help you, whether it's prepare food, setting the table, cleaning up afterwards, helping to load the dishwasher. There are a lot of ways that kids can gain skills just by being engaged in food prep and cooking activities. Also, let your children serve themselves. Even very young children can do this with help. So don't expect that your 1 or 2 year old can you know measure you know flour or something in a container. You want to give them activities or tasks they can do for their age, so age appropriate, but also let them try. And if they make a mess, don't get too upset, as that's going to happen as they're young and they're learning and they're trying to develop their you know muscle coordination and muscle strength. So just take it take it easy. Try to understand that this is all part of their development and just help them through that process. So we're slowly getting to the end of our, not slowly, but we're approaching the end of our lesson. And this is an at-home activity called Plan a Family Picnic that you can do together. So it's important to make eating together fun for everyone. And by having a picnic at a park or even in your backyard, children can help plan and choose the foods, and it can help to just make, you know, eating together fun. So what you need for this activity will be paper and pen or a pencil. You need crayons, markers, or colored pencils, a basket, bags, or a box, a blanket, paper plates, and plastic utensils. What you'll do is have children choose 2 or 3 foods for their picnic. They can draw a basket on the piece of paper, have the children draw on the basket the foods that they chose. Talk to them about the plan for the picnic. So first we'll pack the food, then we'll drive to the park, then we'll put the blanket out, etc., etc. Have your children help pack the food and supplies, and then you go to the park and enjoy a fun picnic together. So that's a fun way to get your kids engaged in family activities when dealing with food or meal times. So we are now pretty much at the end of our lesson, and I like to conclude with doing some physical activities moves. And so I'm not going to spin the slide, but I'll just demonstrate the moves briefly so you can at least get an idea of what I'm talking about. So for the seated hip stretch, you want to sit with your back against your seat, and it's kind of hard to see on this video, but I hope you can. I have my knee lifted up. Let me see, probably right there might work. So I have my knee on my left leg across on top of my right leg. I can go back a little bit maybe to show you, and then you just lean forward. And that is, I can feel that in my hip, in my left hip. If I go further, it's even a tighter pull or stretch. And I can hold it for 3 to 5 seconds and then come up. And I will do this about 8 times on this side. And then I will switch to the other side. So I'll pretend that I did 8 there. And I'll lift my hand. So I'm lifting my right leg up, putting my right ankle on top of my left leg. And then I'll bend forward. And so now I can feel the stretch in my right hip. And I can come up. And then if I go down again, maybe I want to go a little further, I'll feel an even tighter stretch. And come up. So then we have seated front shoulder raises. Sorry, but with that, I'm going to use some hand weights. And with that, I am going to put my arms out and raise them up and down, up and down. So you can do 8 of these. Helps to, helps your arms, bicep, triceps. Okay, so we'll pretend we did 8 of those. And then our tricep extensions, we will go over, up, and then we'll go down. I have long arms, so my arms will move off of the screen so you can't see. Here we are. So I won't do all of them. I'll just switch. So I'll go up and down. And I feel it in my triceps. So look here. So I hope you found that to be a nice little physical activity break that you can do at any time, especially if you're sitting down. That's an easy way to get a little physical activity in, even while seated. If you don't have hand weights on hand, you can use cans or anything that gives you some weight. There's also bands that you can use that can help you with some resistance. So you can use things around your home that you have if you don't have hand weights. So I hope that was fun. And I don't think there will be any questions. This was a slide that I forgot to take out, so pardon me with that one. And as always, we conclude with our And Justice for All discrimination complaint form. You can access the information, by going to the link listed in the slide, as well as calling the number to USDA or mailing a complaint to the Department of Agriculture. This concludes lesson 7 of Enjoying Family Meals. I hope you enjoyed this class. I recommend that you visit calfreshhealthyliving.org for more tips, as well as tcciwellness.com for additional tips. And I do hope that you join me for our final lesson, which is lesson 8, and it's about trying new foods. As we know, little preschoolers can be picky eaters. So this will be a nice conclusion to this curriculum on providing ways that you can introduce new foods to your preschooler. So until then, have a good day. Thank you.